What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode here at the Nerdy Volume Podcast. It's been a long time, but today we're going to be discussing are nerds antisocial introverts? That is a good question because aren't we nerds? Yeah?
Yes. Well, I consider myself both a nerd and a geek, so I usually call myself a neek.
A neek?
A neek.
Dang.
You're unique.
No,
I like
unique.
that. I
Yeah.
like that. Unique, bro.
Unique.
You are unique, bro.
Unique.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
Yes, I agree. No, I agree. I'm a huge nerd.
You're a huge
I'm a
nerd.
huge nerd. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference between a nerd and a geek
So a nerd contributes
to society?
to society in the way that the nerd loves its, I guess. Okay, so this is based off of a podcast I saw from Jordan Peterson's daughter to another doctor. And she asked, what is the difference between a geek and a nerd, or a nerd and a geek? And he said, a nerd is someone who contributes to society in the way that his passions are. So, like, if I was a nerd about trains, this guy who is a nerd of trains would contribute to the train society by either building, restrooms on the trains, or who builds more comfortable seating, more safety precautions for people who use the trains. That's what I heard the nerds are. Geeks are those who are just kind of fans for it and doesn't necessarily do anything to the community that they support. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hence the Geek Squad. And Best Buy.
They
Huh?
don't do good
No.
things?
No, they do. They do.
Oh.
They do. They do good things. Of course.
Yeah. So
The nerd herd?
yeah. But he also got the Geek Squad, who
Yeah.
helps people with their stuff. But I believe that's just a brand name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know the definitions.
Right. And
Exactly,
and
yeah.
don't take my definition as the real definition.
Right.
either.
I'm sure if you asked somebody else, they would probably give you something different.
Exactly. They'll be like, "No, you're wrong, bro." They'll say that
Yeah.
in like so much addiction in their voice. You know what I'm saying? It's just I feel hate. But what do you guys think? So do you think nerds are antisocial introverts?
Well, let me ask you this. What is the definition of antisocial introverts in your mind?
Oh, I'm supposed to say it. Sorry, I was saying it in my mind. Nice.
Jedi mind powers here.
Nah.
All right. For
well,
those of us that don't have those,
an
Jedi
antisocial nerd. Well, for me, nerds are normally happy people. You know what I mean? Because I consider me a nerd, but someone who like loves to talk about it and like, hey, like I recommend you should watch this because you're into this. You know what I mean? That's a very, I would say, a positive interaction with someone.
Yeah.
And for nerds to be antisocial would be they have a hard time speaking up to people. And they're very timid. You know what I mean? At least that's what I get when I hear the word antisocial. When you're antisocial, you lack those things. You lack
Social
that
issues,
social
yeah.
etiquette.
or
Yeah.
the ability to socialize.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it because of the fear of like trying to fit in? Is it like a mental barrier?
Definitely.
Kind of like that thing where you
yeah.
try to, like
I mean, I would imagine it depends on the person, but
yeah,
and their environment.
right. I mean, I'm asking because I'm thinking back like when you watch movies, like oh my gosh, it's the nerd, the glasses with the braces, I was all of those, I had braces, I had glasses, and I was always quiet in school, and get picked on and everything. You were just always quiet. Are you always quiet because you just didn't want to just express how you really felt, or just express your interests to other people, knowing that there's other people that don't have the same interests as you, Is that maybe that kind of fear that you have,
Sure, yeah. I think for the young adults, and teenagers, they will feel that way. But the adults that are nerds, that after they turn 18 and they're out of the house,
right?
Like that barrier of timidness breaks. Because what happens is you meet more people. Like when I realized cliques were going on in high school. I was just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh snap,
definitely.
you know, you got to definitely be a
Definitely.
part of the it crowd, right? That makes
Right.
sense. But I was never an it crowd type of person. I mean, you know, sure, I was like the singer of the school. You know what I mean? Like one of many. You know what I mean? But I was a singer, and that didn't necessarily make me, because I didn't always just sing. I also talked about Dragon Ball Z. I talked about Pokemon. I talked about yo-yos. I talked about a ton of things.
Yo-yos.
You know what I mean? You know, and so, but I was a singer. So most people, even though I brought up all that nerd stuff, they just viewed me as someone who sang and could sing. That's it. That was basically my persona. And I did get picked on for that too by a lot of dudes. I didn't know that the girls that they liked was digging me, because I didn't like them, because I knew that they liked them. They liked the girl. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? I'm
not
like,
my fault,
it's
man.
not my fault they like
Jeez.
me, but don't hate on me. Nah. Like there was like a bunch of dudes were like, yeah, don't hang out with us anymore. I was like,
Wow.
why? And I thought it would be
That's
how you would
serious.
think it was because of being a nerd, right? No.
It is.
Singers out there, young singers, be careful. Careful. Look out for yourselves. I'm just
All
kidding.
rounder, you know.
I'm just kidding. But
Not even trying.
so antisocial kids, I think that it's only for them, you know what I mean? Like the young, when they're young, when they're between the ages of 14 and 17, like that's where they feel the whole world is literally at their fingertips right there. But it's not yet. Until they hit 18 and they're out there in college, or not even in college, in trade schools, you know what I mean? When you're making real money, you're gonna meet real people who does tons of different things that you never thought of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see the direction that you're going with this. You know. Well, but what's your take on it, Leo?
Well, if we're gonna go off of what the definition is, I would have to say that nerds are not antisocial introverts, right? I mean, I think they are, but if you're you know what? I don't know now that I'm thinking about it, because it's hard, because
Right.
nowadays, like, you remember when we were kids, to be a nerd
Yeah.
was an insult, right?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're a nerd. Oh, you're a geek, or you're a
such a
dweeb, or
nerd,
whatever the
you
word,
know?
right?
Yeah.
All the same pile of insults, right?
Right.
Now, everybody's a nerd. Oh, I'm such a nerd. I love this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, homie, don't be using my word.
It's
That's
such a compliment to you now. Like,
Right,
oh
right,
my
right,
God, you're
right,
such a nerd.
Right,
you know,
right.
like
Yeah, yeah,
it's one of
yeah.
those things now, right?
So, yeah.
They call us old now. You know, when we bring that complaint up, they're like, "Oh,
you watch
you're
Dragon Ball
old."
Z? Bro, I was watching that in 1996.
Yeah, I know. What are you talking about? But so definitely what it meant has changed a lot. I am definitely introverted, somewhat antisocial kind of person. I don't like big social gatherings myself, right? Unless it's with people that I'm very comfortable with. But if you tell me, for example, your wedding is a great example. That is a terrifying experience for me, right? It's a bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I was one of your groomsmen, right? And I'm just like, man, I'm going
both
to
were,
die.
yeah.
And then you go and say, hey, we're all going to do a 30-second dance. I'm like, oh, he's definitely just trying to kill me now. I can only take so much of this.
Guys, he did not fail.
No, I didn't. I mean, it was great.
They both did good. It is in
No,
Leo.
I mean the whole crew did great.
Yeah.
But like when you sent that message, but my heart I felt like I was running from like a lion, you know, trying to kill me or something. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die right now.
You said challenge
You know?
accepted. I'm gonna kill Randolph now.
Like, nah. But then I had to really think about it. Like, you know what? He's about to get married. You know, I can't just kill him right now. Maybe
He said not yet.
maybe 20 years from now, when the family's already got used to it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I definitely consider myself antisocial and introverted 100%. I'm not a very extroverted. It's weird because I'm on this podcast. We have people who watch us. I
True.
stream and I sing in front of people and all this other stuff, right? And so it's like those are not introvert qualities, but partially, I don't know. I have a definitely like a threshold of how far I can go before I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
Yeah.
like I was in choir in high school and in middle school, But if you ask me to do a solo, I'm like, no, this is that now the focus is all on me, right?
Right.
But if
Get the spotlight.
exactly. But if it's if there's more people where the focus could be on, then I'm okay because it's not just me anymore. So yes, I think nerds are antisocial, old nerds, and I say old because like of our generation.
We're not that old, but
We're not that
I
old.
get what
But our generation, when the word nerd was used in negative condensation, oh man, I can't even say the word anymore. In a
Condescending way.
like in a negative way, right?
I was gonna say condensation. That's like
Yeah, I'm like that's
no,
like,
that's humidity.
I didn't know it.
Humidity.
that's not the
Like,
word. But
condescending.
definitely our generation nerds, I could say are probably introverted and antisocial, but now that nerd is more acceptable by society,
Right.
Even us can go out and be. I mean, look at if you go to Twitch and you watch any of those streamers and you ask them, "Are you a nerd?" I guarantee you that probably 90 to 95% of them are going to say yes. And if you see them in real life, I'm pretty sure they're all very social people.
Yeah.
Right, and they love partying or they love being around people and they enjoy company, and those are definitely not the definitions anymore, right?
Yeah.
Of what a nerd is. So I think it depends what generation or what perspective you're looking at. If you're looking at today's version of nerd, then no.
It's
But if
a
you're looking
different
at,
story now.
yeah. If you're looking at old generation of nerds when we were kids, then 100%.
Oh yeah, like that, like what Izzy was saying, that awkward little timid kind of vibe that you get, you know. And no, I agree with you. And so when you talk about you know, introverted, like you keep to yourself. I'm a huge homebody, which is one of the reasons why I love my wife, because she's a homebody as well. She doesn't like going out like myself. Yeah, we have a huge family gathering. Like she has a lot of family gatherings as well. But it's her family, you know. We don't go out of our way to go to other people's houses and meet new people and, you know, like party it up and whatever.
Right.
Be extroverted and whatnot. We just keep to ourselves a lot. And we just like to just, you know, try to stay at home a lot. And that's what I like to do. Before I even met her anyways, like stay home, you know, play video games, you know, just collect stuff like Pokemon cards and stuff like that. War Machine, you know, all that.
Except for our 20s.
Yeah.
Our 20s, we spent a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
And I think that was the only time, because even before that, like I met you, I was always a homebody.
Yeah.
Right? It was only after I met you and we're like, oh, you know, we were, you know, 21, 22, 23, and we're like, you know what, let's go. We were out, not every weekend, but we were out more often than not.
Yeah, I know, because the reason why is because of this guy right here, right beside us,
man,
you know?
freaking.
Yeah,
Wait, what? Hold up.
So talk about the extroverted.
I stayed home when in my 20s every
So when he's not gigging, he's at home.
Right.
When he's gigging, he brings us out, you know?
Yeah. Home means at the club, not playing music.
I had to give this gentleman here to my left the way to the same parking lot at Gold Spike for a solid 2 years, guys. And he came out pretty often.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
This guy here to my right rarely came out, but when he did, he normally just called someone else to get it because I could never really answer his phone calls because I had to be on the stage.
Oh, yeah,
You know
when
what I
I
mean?
couldn't find the way in. Like, where is
Yep,
this supposed to be at?
exactly. But they are right. They were definitely out more. We did party a lot together in our 20s.
Because college was
College was a, you know, it was a
College
great
was college,
was a
yeah.
great time.
Right.
It was a great time, guys.
Yeah, really great.
Look at these married guys. Look
Which is funny, like,
at these married guys after college, guys.
After 23 or 24, I was like, I'm done. I can't do it
He says
anymore.
23, 24, but he means 27, 28.
No, homie.
He's an animal.
Nah,
He's an animal.
you wish.
He's a beast.
That's why he's named after a zodiac sign. Leo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. So you guys are homebodies, or I guess more introverted than you guys think. I didn't think you guys were very introverted when I first met you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
Probably because I just view you guys similar to myself.
yeah,
I am not an introvert. However, I love the introverted life. Okay.
same.
So there have been times where I would say no to certain events from some of these fellow gentlemen here because I'm not finished with my anime series that I started earlier that week. So you know what I mean. There's priorities. Okay, so I may go out almost every week, but most of the time it's for me gigging. Okay, now if I'm not gigging, I like to watch a lot of anime. I like to watch Korean dramas. I like to watch Japanese dramas. I like to watch movies. I like to go to the movies. You know what I'm saying? I like to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too.
And yeah,
Same.
you know what I'm saying? And so it requires very little people to be around. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so I like the life. However, I do love to hang out with people who likes to who likes to do new things with me. So like when I first started getting into escape rooms, I knew nobody that went. And then I brought it up to a couple of friends and then they went deep, balls deep into it. They're just like, okay. And they're like, oh, have you been here? Have you been here? I was like, whoa, chill. I haven't even started yet. I was just
Been
bringing
in
it
in
up.
Portland.
Exactly. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
I heard there's a really good one in England. You
Yeah.
know? It's like,
Been there?
oh,
Goodness.
oh my gosh. I was
Not
like,
that one yet.
I'm flattered. You think I've been there? But but yeah. So when people started I guess following whatever thing I ask if they've done, and when they haven't and they're interested in it, oh man, that's even better. Like the more interest I find in something and someone else finds interest in, even better. You know what I mean? I love doing new stuff. I love doing a lot of things that I find like are the best. Like I have a couple of board games that I find my favorite, but I barely play it because nobody likes them. You know what I mean? And so, but obviously, like when we do like game nights, I tend to bring like 10 to 15 games with me. You know what I mean? Because
Selection.
exactly right. I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't plan on. I plan to play at least 3 to 4 games in one night.
yeah. Oh
But,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come packing.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from Iz.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
So did I.
Yeah.
I have a Pokemon box. It's like a Pokemon ball, but it's a box, but it looks like a Pokemon ball, and it has all
It's a
of our
Minecraft Pokeball.
yeah.
Nice.
Pretty much, and it has all of our board games in it. So whenever like if my family we having a gathering or whatever, that's the box I bring.
See?
And I got that from
There you go.
I bring mine in that IKEA bag. You know how well those
Oh, yeah,
IKEA
dude,
bags
Dude, yeah,
are.
I was wondering where you get it, but every time I'm about to
IKEA.
ask you, I look at it, it says IKEA.
IKEA
oh,
bags,
right there.
They're very sturdy.
Yeah,
very
very
sturdy.
sturdy. Yeah. After a year, oh yeah, I should make an announcement about this. After a year, we finally opened up one of our other game board boxes after the move
Took you a year to open the box?
because I didn't want to.
Oh.
I didn't want to unpack anything
Oh, I
because
see.
we're gonna probably move again. But yeah, no, I was just like, okay, fine. So we got 2 of the games out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I already feel more refreshed than anything. You know what I mean? I haven't played these games in a year. So, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, for me, like, I'm not antisocial. I'm very social. I would make tons of friends. I remember when I was before my family moved back up here to Vegas. A lot of the things I did was by myself, you know what I mean? And when I'd go on the bus or when I'd go on the airplanes to go to Hawaii or wherever I needed to go on tour, I normally would make a friend. Don't know why, don't know how. I remember I met this beautiful, beautiful girl on the airplane, but she was dressed down, so I just didn't think much of it, you know what I mean? And I was just like, she's just, a lovely young lady on the plane. And then literally like a month later, I see her at a gig, and I'm like, I look at her and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I think that's more of what I'm supposed to say. What are you doing here? I'm playing here. I told you I play music in Vegas. And she's all like, yeah. I was like, well, how do I know you? She's like, the airport. I'm like, yo. Like, I thought you were going to Hawaii. She's like, I came back. I was like, I thought you lived there. She's like, no. I'm like,
And this is the part
Yeah.
where exchange of
yeah,
numbers
exactly. Yeah, yes. We did definitely exchange numbers.
occur.
And then that's when she told me that she was an atmosphere girl. Have you guys heard of those girls before here in
I
Las
don't know
Vegas?
what an
Are they
atmosphere
like-
girl is.
So an atmosphere
So they're
girl.
not down to earth. They're atmosphere.
Yeah, they're
They're not.
they're a little bit like they're like a Super Saiyan version of a like a
Ooh.
grounded girl. But anyway, so I mean, we did keep in touch, but she was
Super
pretty
Saiyan
busy
version.
because she's an atmosphere girl, and she was a host for most like conventions, and so she an atmosphere girl is she and like about 20 other women go to brand new open spots and eat there. and they dress up. They dress really nice, and they make it look like the new place is open, popping. So what do you say? And so she's gorgeous.
filler?
So she had 20 other gorgeous women go and eat with her in places all over Vegas.
Yeah.
But not only Vegas, also different states.
Yeah.
But that was what she did.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, hold on, how much you get paid for that? She's like, oh, a lot.
Oh, a lot.
I was like, okay, don't tell me, I don't want to know. And I was just like, oh, you good looking people, you.
Like, talk about the hundreds or what?
Yeah, the guy she was dating, she ended up marrying at the time. So no, the guy she was dating at the time, she ended up marrying 2 children. Yeah, I do still kind of keep in contact, but she's great. Sub G.
That's awesome.
No, but I mean, I think going back to what you were saying, that when you first met us, that we didn't strike you as introverted people, and I think it's
crazy.
Yeah, and I think I'm speaking for myself. I don't know about you, Leo, but I think it's because the way we clicked about like It's funny because before we started this episode, we were talking about how I met Iz in Psych 101.
Dr. Roby.
Yeah. Basically, I sat in the front. He was in the back. We went around the whole room stating what we like to do, and I wrote songs. He sang. Boom.
And I was doing engineering too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing, some kind of medical field profession, but anyway.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah. And then we started talking, and then that's how we clicked. And I was still introverted, and yeah, he is just very, very social. Like we go out, and like I said, I speak for myself. I don't know about you, Leo, but we go out to, let's say we go out to a restaurant. He would be like the first person to just start talking to anybody, and I'll just be sitting there like watching this spectacle, like him talking to somebody. I'm like just watching, like. Okay.
Just like mesmerized by the ability of someone who can just talk to another person without feeling embarrassed or like shame or anything.
Yeah.
No, I get you. I'm right there with you.
And I'm over here like how am I in this podcast still? And I'm over here with the vlog, and I'm on Instagram and everything like that, and I'm over here keyboard warrior and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm still watching him doing his thing, but yeah, it's
Okay, wait. Hold on. So
explain yourself.
I do that. I definitely do that. I would definitely start talking to random people that come up to us. However, the funniest things is when I start to move the people that I'm talking to talk to the people behind them to talk to these guys. Because then all of a sudden they have to start talking. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Shaking your head. Wow.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, man. Leo's the best because she's just like,
I hate it. I try, I don't know how good of a job I do of not freaking out when there's other people around, but I hate it. Even people that let's say, oh snap, I did that again. Let's say when we go to your house for gatherings or whatever, your wife's cousins and stuff, like I know them. Right. I don't know them that well. I have to mentally and emotionally prepare myself to enter the building because I'm like, I know these people, but I don't really know them that well, So it's like,
you don't want to.
By the time I leave, I'm like, I'm drained.
In the beginning,
batteries are low.
Yeah, the second time I met them, it was like that. Everything after that was pretty much tied now. I'm tied with everybody now.
And like I said, it really depends on the person. Like some people are easier to get along with, and then some other people are not. Your cousin,
mine.
Which one?
Your cousin.
Which one?
I totally forgot his name. I'm so sorry. I want to remember his name.
R?
No. Oh. No, the one that was your one of your groomsmen.
AJ.
AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really dope. He was someone easy for me to like.
He is a social butterfly.
Yeah,
man.
that is true.
Definitely.
And I think that's part of the issue. If you get a good social person who knows how to walk around a person who's antisocial, that person, like someone like me, it's easy for me to then warm up to that person. Isn't another person like that?
Yeah.
But then you have social people who are just
like Alvin,
like really Alvin, out there.
You had a really good balance in your groomsmen.
Yeah, you really did.
Of social and antisocial.
I will tell you, if I had to rate us, he's the most social. For sure.
Really?
Between the three of us, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Between the three of us, No, Alvin
or
AJ are really up there.
They're the ones that.
Hey, Alvin for sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'Cause
I don't think Alvin has any filter at all.
so I love hanging out with him. That's
He sees a guy. He sees anybody across the street 2 miles. They're like, "Hey, let me go talk to that guy over there." He doesn't care who the person is, you know. But between the three of us, I would say that you're the best. You're the most social.
I agree.
Then Randolph, and then me. I think you're more social than I am.
Really?
Yeah, and here's the reason why. Because I mean, all three of us love playing games. All three of us love hanging out with each other. You know, and
Even
everything.
after you streaming and everything on Twitch.
Yeah, but
and ladies, because I'm single, just so you know, I
he's
don't
the
play
most
those
social
kind of
guy.
games. I play like board games, video
Board
games. Just so you know, he's
nerdy
not saying
stuff.
saying
Yeah.
I play games.
He stopped
with
playing
hearts,
Twister.
No,
okay?
He's
Never.
still playing Twister?
Just saying, huh? Twister. Whoa,
Yeah.
yo, of course.
Those are for
But yeah, anyway,
special
go on.
occasions, though.
Oops.
No,
said
but
that,
here's the reason why I say that, because you like throwing parties, like you like throwing gatherings.
Oh yeah.
So here's another
I
thing.
don't.
Okay.
I don't want nobody in my
See,
house.
here's another thing. Here's the other thing that
X-nay this the whole situation though. I don't mind this.
You said
at all.
parties. That's a different.
So here's the other thing that I like to I was gonna add. Growing up, we had a lot of gatherings, family gatherings, because in Sacramento, I had family from LA, from Reno, San Francisco, Seattle. Now, if your geography is kind of, up to par, you'll notice that Sacramento is kind of in a centralized area between all four of those areas that I just named.
Sure.
So, so we'll just say yes. So from time to time, we'll all gather, and we'll be like the place of gathering, like the centralized area. So my parents would throw those parties. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that
You're used to that.
we're used to that.
being the
So
host.
Growing up, we kind of grew into that, and so I had no issues throwing those kind of parties. I don't have an issue, text messaging like, hey, we're doing something over here. We're gonna switching the dates to this, whatever, 6 p.m., whatever, whatnot. People come in, have a good time. I like.
No,
You
and
know,
that's,
you know, that's-
and honestly, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because if it wasn't for your game, like your game nights or your just parties or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't go anywhere. I don't. I mean, I don't go often.
Yeah.
Like I don't go every single time you have a gathering.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, very true.
But I'm. Yeah. Did it get real dark in here? All of a sudden, where'd that shade coming from?
It is.
The lights go off. No, but when I'm up for it,
Yeah.
especially when I'm like, oh yeah, let's go do it. Because if it isn't for you, then ain't nobody for me to go to.
Or if it wasn't for me, it would be. And if it wasn't for Iz, also,
Iz has never invited me to a party house. Yeah.
I've never
He
thrown
invites me.
those.
He has invited me to
the
a
gigs
lot
and
of
shows.
to gigs and shows.
Yeah.
But guess what's at gigs and shows? Strangers.
People.
Yeah.
They're
No,
not
but
strangers.
They're strangers.
They're my fans.
Iz.
They're your fans, but they're my strangers.
Is and co,
Yeah, they're your fans by association.
You know what? You're right.
Exactly.
It's like, know me. Move
That's
out
how
of the
I
way.
felt, Mostly.
I will sit right in front of the stage. Right in front of the stage.
I know the uke player. Get out of there.
Yeah.
And
Just the uke player.
And I somewhat know the guitar player.
And the guy that does my tattoos. I know you.
But yeah, no. Yeah, so like I do see that, like, a lot of people, like, if we were to say the nerds of our age, that are antisocial, some of them turn out to be just regular family dudes that stay home. You know what I mean? Very homebodies, like you say. I believe that that is a good turnout for nerds, especially if they still love what they used to back in the day.
Right.
I think being antisocial doesn't necessarily mean you're a terrible person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just comfortable with
Yeah,
how you are.
Yeah, you prefer a solidarity, or
Yeah.
I mean solitude. But is that the same word?
No,
Solitude.
Yeah.
You prefer solitude over.
solitude can be addicting though.
It really is. I enjoy solitude. Before I got married, when my parents would go wherever they go out or whatever, and there's nobody at home. That was my favorite time.
Oh,
You know,
I was
no,
like,
I love
this is not that
it.
kind of podcast. I was just
What?
like when my parents are gone, you know. I was just,
I throw.
and then I was just like, yo, what?
Party for one.
No, I thought you was gonna
I
ring
saw where he was coming
Yeah,
from.
thank you.
I saw where this
I know.
PG-13 podcast, people.
No, it has
was-
to be PG
I
now.
I looked at this and like, oh man, nope.
Yeah, I'm just
This is
like,
worse
why
than my
y'all-
Twister
Why do you
jokes.
guys always think the dirtiest things
Dude,
about me?
You're just
Because I'm the quietest?
You're just worse than my Twister jokes, dude.
I didn't say anything yet. I was just,
No.
but we thought it.
Continue.
We thought it.
I did, like I was saying, I just enjoy the solitude of being at home. And then when they would come home, I was like, it's over. You know? And same thing here. I mean, my wife knows this, but because I come home before she does, and man, I love every second. I'm just like laying there just watching TV and just like, yeah. And then I hear the garage go off and I'm like, oh, it's over.
no.
I mean, I love my wife. I love you, T. But it's just like I enjoy my aloneness, alone time.
The long time.
Well, I know that I do like the alone time. It's definitely needed for those.
Definitely.
It's like I would say it's basically what battery pack you were born with.
Mm-hmm.
I was packed with a ton of
Battery pack.
battery pack. I was born with like a very large lithium tank generator.
Lithuanian.
20 million milliamps.
Yeah, but I do get burnt out. I do get burnt out, and a lot of it is my batteries, my social battery. Even though it's very large, it does go low.
Is it?
Whoa! I didn't say anything. Whoa! But my battery for being social is very large.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what you
It's a
said.
big one.
Yeah,
Okay.
very big. I don't know
But
what's the problem right now.
Other than your social battery going out, right? For people who are homebodies, their social battery is like very tiny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the store. Ooh, I'm finished. I am famished. Yo, I gotta go home eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then there's people like me who like I can do that maybe 4 days of the week, and then that fifth day I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like it just that's what it is for the social part of me. But I do understand that people who are social definitely need that downtime. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And those who are nerdy will extend that downtime. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I spent 4 or 5 days of doing a ton of things, then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm done. Then I'll do the same amount of time staying home. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of nerds do that because we would lose track of time. But I can't say that about the punctual people. You know what I mean? like this gentleman right here, he's very punctual. And him too. I am not. I am not.
What? Yeah.
You're not is.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it is. Wow.
See, you guys could be more surprised. You know?
What?
No way.
Oh,
Wow.
hit the mic. My
You
hat.
sure did.
Oh, jeez. My bill hurts now. Oh, jeez. So in the end, do we believe that nerds are antisocial introverts? And I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna
Not
say
all.
no. I'm gonna say no.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
All right, Leo, spill the beans.
Well, probably not. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not now that there's different perspectives.
Yeah. Now that
Well,
anybody and everybody can be a nerd.
But
No. I mean, yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. But I feel like you're bringing in the youth. But I'm talking about just like in general. What do you
yeah,
think?
for you.
No.
Yeah. You.
No.
No.
Well,
okay.
So
No,
what
I'm
made
saying-
it yes for you?
I thought because you said everybody can be a nerd.
Yeah, everybody's happy to be a nerd now. So because anybody
Okay,
can.
take that idea out of your head.
Okay, now.
And now say what you think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are antisocial and
Okay.
introvert. At least introverted for sure.
Okay.
Antisocial maybe not, but introverted I would say yes.
Yeah, the
the most
antisocial
part.
thing is it was definitely I would say based off their environment, right?
Yeah.
Right. And the characteristics and how they grew up and
Yeah.
just a lot of factors.
But introverted for sure. I think most people who are nerdy are introverted.
Mhm.
You know, I consider myself an ambivert. That's where
So
I
you
can
do
do.
both, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm an extroverted.
I can see
introvert.
that. I can see that.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I do these gatherings like with you guys, like weekly. Remember?
Yeah.
And I like doing it, obviously, because you had you guys over. And then we also do the board games. You already know I love board games. So do you. You know
You
what I
do?
mean? No, absolutely. And you know what I mean? So I consider myself more of an ambivert. Is that okay? Well, we're going to wrap this up. And we hope you guys, or we'll see you guys next time. But don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also don't forget to listen to us on Anchor FM, where you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Radio Public, Overcast, and I think that's all of them. And also don't forget to watch us on YouTube.com. See you guys next time.
Later.
Hey guys.